What's up, everybody? I'm just sitting here watching some basketball. Looking like Houston's going to put up a fight. So Golden State might not just run over him. That's cool. But you're not here for that. You're here to talk about G3. Because I was on Twitter watching the game here. Just check Twitter, like I do. And what do I see? I see people are talking about my good old buddies, my G3 pals, which if you're familiar with me or my channel, you know that's not true. But they watch, they've interacted. They constantly say I'm taking them out of context and misunderstanding and judging their motivations. But what do I see with these guys who are the churchmen, who are not the ivory tower elites? They're the average guys. The ones in the trenches, the pastors, the average pastors. They're for the church. What do I see? Well, if you want to go to G3 to their annual conference, you could pay $1,000 to have lunch with a plenary session speaker. $1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. And I don't want to get the messages about me saying the wrong thing. $977. It's not 1,000. It's $977. Which somebody in a meeting was like, we can't have a ticket for $1,000 on the website. And then they're like, well, maybe we could take this, sparkling waters out of it and make it a cool $977. But come on, man. This is hero worship gone wrong. This is the same thing with everything with like the Steve Lawson situation. Obvious things that should have been talked about. He wasn't a pastor, was saying he was a pastor. Everyone was saying he was a pastor, and he wasn't. Was he a member? We don't even know. Like all that kind of stuff. That's stuff that should have been found out. But because it was Steve Lawson, nobody really dug too deep. And it's the same thing with this. Like, if you're asking someone to pay $1,000, how is that not idolatry? Like, it's lunch, man. I've been to some conferences. I've talked to John Piper. I've said this often. John Piper at his conferences, he was just standing around. And, there would usually be a bunch of people standing around waiting to talk to him. But if you got in line, there wasn't any fee. No fee to take a picture with him. Although I doubt he would have, but he would talk to people, and he was plenty, courteous about it and just kind. And he didn't charge you $977 to do it. And also, I'm sorry, but like G3, like we know, like this is like sea level. Like, this is not TGC, this is not T4G, this is like sea-level conference, and half the guys are on staff at G3. So really, you're saying like have lunch with a staffer for $1,000? Like, what is that? It's ridiculous, but it just shows that they're just like everybody else. They're just trying to make money. Like, how is it not about money when you're charging $977? It is them trying to do probably like a fundraising thing, but you're incentivizing the wrong things. Like, because I'm not paying $977. I don't have money like that to drop on any lunch, like that's nope. That's lunch for the year, maybe. Like, no, I'm not paying that much money, and neither are you, most likely. But the people who are like the lawyers, the people who own, like Bojangles franchises, like stuff like that. Rich people. And they're trying to get the rich people to invest in their ministry by giving them an opportunity to have lunch with people. Here's what I would say to that. How about you just have lunch with people and do networking? And then if those people want to donate, they could donate. Because all you're really saying is that this is worth $977. I don't care who is speaking at the G3 conference this year. I don't know all the speakers. No one is worth $1,000 for a lunch unless you're going to like the craziest place in the world. You know what is going on? Are we putting like gold flakes on this like lunch? Like I'm doubtful. Like what if it's just McDonald's? Has anyone thought about that? What if it's just McDonald's and it's $977? I don't know. They're probably just even having it there. It's probably just the ladies at Josh Bice's church making a meal and then charging that much. But if you're going to fundraise, do fundraising. But this, having it on the website, is just sending the complete wrong message. And maybe, I don't know if it's the message they intended, but the message is that we have speakers that are worth $1,000 for an hour of their time. That's what it says to the world, not just me, to the world. And it's foolish and it's wrong, and it just shows that when it gets down to it, it's not an institution that's for the church, by the church. It's an institution that's run by rich people, right? For maybe the church, but even that's kind of doubtful. $1,000. I'm going to get back to watching the game.